You've been tracked.
Was that you pulling in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chief, first, how are you doing?
I'm fine. We were a little bit sore. My wife, who happens to be working on the desk right now, is with me. You know, we got banged, hit in the rear end of the car, kind of spun us around, went up over the curb onto the front lawn of the Jehovah's Witness. I think the reason we were a little sore, I think, is because you get, you know, all worked up when it happens. You get all tight and stuff like that. So we weren't really injured, so that's the good news.
Could you walk us through what happened, what you saw and everything?
So we were heading home from the Holiday Stroll. We were heading southbound on Spring Street in Rockland, came up to the intersection at Beach and Summer Street. As I was heading through, I saw the green light. Out of habit, I'm always aware of the red lights. I saw a truck coming from my right, which would have been heading east on Summer Street. It kind of caught my attention because it appeared he was going sort of fast. I double checked, I had the green light. As I was going through the intersection, I saw that he was coming up really close, really fast. So I think out of just instinct, I hit the gas and pointed towards the church with my car. He hit the back end of the car and spun us around, as I said, up onto the front lawn of the church. I think at that point I was just more in shock or anything because I was afraid that he would have hit the passenger door of my car, which would have been a totally different event that we'd be talking about.
How fast do you suspect he was going?
I'm going to say he was in excess of 50 miles an hour. He was coming pretty fast. From the impact to my vehicle, he either had a chance to slow down or I got far enough out of the way that he just sort of clipped the back end of my car behind the rear passenger door. And I think the most shocking piece of it after that was when I looked to my left, I saw that he was accelerating and taking off. And I think police mode kicked in at that point. I was more angry than anything at that point. So I drove up off the lawn, put on the lights and siren because it was my department vehicle, chased him for approximately half a mile. And at that point, he stopped and pulled over. So
It's a straightaway too, away from where the crash happened.
Yeah, he was going pretty fast, and then I think he realized that it was just really bad luck on his part that he hit a police car.
So when he pulled over, did you get out of the car?
I
Did you
did.
go talk to him? What happened there?
I did. I got out of the car, and obviously I was a little worked up at that point. I walked up to the vehicle. I ordered him to roll the window down, which he had a little trouble doing. He rolled down the rear window, the passenger window, eventually put his window down. At that point, I ordered him to shut the vehicle off and give me the keys because I didn't want him taking off again. I tossed the keys up onto the hood of his vehicle and asked for his license. At that point, once he showed me his license, he looked at me. I mean, it's a small enough town. He apologized. Sorry, Mr. Llewellyn. You know, so he knew who I was at that point. So
He knew he was getting pulled over by the chief of police.
he did at that. Well, I don't know if he knew he was getting pulled over, but he knew at that point that he had just hit the chief's car.
Is he a known suspect in town, or is he known to police?
No, I mean, I've known of him over the years just from being in town. Never been in trouble with us. I know he did have a prior OUI. I don't know anything about that. You know, he's always been a gentleman whenever I've met him. So.
Did you have your weapon drawn?
I did not. I didn't have it. It was in the vehicle, but I did not have it on my person. It was locked in the safe. So no.
Now, when you arrived, you said you approached his vehicle and talked to him and took his keys. Were the other officers there ahead of you, or did they show up after you had taken his keys out? And
They showed up approximately 2 or 3 minutes after, which again at the scene seems like a long time at that point, but once I sort of gathered my wits, if you will, and took off after him, I radioed to control that I was in pursuit of a vehicle and the direction. At that point, I think the radio transmissions became a little bit garbled because I think what the headquarters received was that I had been in an accident after the chase started, which wasn't true. So.
what do you recall? What did he say to you? Was he surprised? What did you guys say back and forth?